Have you ever heard of a bank vault filled with cheese instead of gold? That's Italy for you. This boot-shaped country in southern Europe stands out with its rich history and wild quirks. From ancient ruins to tasty food, Italy has it all. In this video, we'll talk about the 15 mind-blowing facts that show why it's Europe's most unique spot. So stick around for a fun ride through Italy's coolest secrets. And trust me, you won't want to miss number 1 as it's a real shocker. Number 15. The quirky and wonderful everyday life of Italians. Italians live life in a way that's both quirky and wonderful. Their breakfast is a quick affair as most pop into a cafe, gulp down an espresso, and munch a pastry like a cornetto in under 5 minutes. For lunch, though, it stretches out, often lasting an hour with pasta and chatter, while dinner doesn't even start until 8 p.m., sometimes 9 p.m. in cities like Rome, where families linger over wine and warm bread. About 70% of Italians eat at home daily, keeping traditions alive. They're loud too, as conversations can hit 80 decibels, louder than a busy street. Even goodbyes take forever, with hugs and extra stories at the door. Oh, and cappuccino after 11 a.m.? That's a no-go. Italians stick to espresso later, saying milk's too heavy after breakfast. It's a mix of fast and slow. That's pure Italy. That's just a taste of daily life. But wait until you hear how Italians zip around their streets, as it's a whole different vibe. Number 14. Vespa, the iconic Italian scooter. The Vespa is Italy's coolest ride, born in 1946 by Piaggio to get people moving after the war. This little scooter, named Wasp for its buzzing sound, hits speeds up to 60 miles per hour today, but most Italians cruise at 30 miles per hour through tight streets. Over 18 million have been sold worldwide, with Italy owning about 1 in 5 of them, which is nearly 3 million buzzing around. They're everywhere in Rome and Florence, dodging cars on cobblestone roads. A Vespa costs around $4,000 new, but locals love them for style, not just speed. Riders wear crisp shirts, not helmets sometimes, looking effortlessly sharp. In Naples, they honk to say, "Move over," with a friendly beep, not anger. It's more than transport. It's freedom on 2 wheels, painted in bright reds and greens. Vespas show off Italy's flair. But now let's explore how different every corner of this country really is. You won't believe the variety. Number 13. Italy. Diversity of regions and longevity in Sardinia. Italy's regions are like mini countries, each with its own flavor. Sicily's spicy food and loud markets feel worlds apart from Milan's sleek fashion and quiet cafes. There are 20 regions total and over 100 dialects. If you travel 50 miles, the language shifts and Sardinia stands out most. This island, home to 1.6 million people, has more people over 100 than almost anywhere else, which is like 22 centenarians per 100,000 residents. Why? They eat simple: bread, cheese, and veggies, plus a glass of red wine daily. The air's clean and life's slow, with about 60% of Sardinians using cars. Scientists say it's one of 5 blue zones globally where people live longest. Up north, the Alps Tower is at 15,000 feet, while southern beaches bake at 90 degrees Fahrenheit. It's a wild mix packed into 301,000 square kilometers. Italy's regions are a crazy patchwork, but hold on, and let's head to the coast for some jaw-dropping beauty next. Number 12. Positano, Ravello, and Amalfi, jewels embedded in the cliffs. Positano, Ravello, and Amalfi shine like treasures on Italy's Amalfi coast, hugging cliffs above the sea. These towns stack up with bright houses with pink, yellow, orange colors spilling down steep slopes. Positano, home to 3,800 people, winds through 1,600 feet of hillside with tiny streets too narrow for cars. Amalfi, a trade giant back in the 9th century, now has 5,000 residents and a massive cathedral built in 987 AD, with its bronze doors shipped from Constantinople. Ravello, perched at 1,200 feet, holds 2,500 people and boasts gardens with views stretching 50 miles across the water. The whole coast spans 34 miles along the Tyrrhenian Sea, pulling in 5 million tourists each year. Cliffs soar up to 4,000 feet, while the sea below hits 72 degrees Fahrenheit in summer, perfect for the 200 tons of tuna locals catch annually. Houses sell for $1,000 per square foot, yet a gelato costs $2, which is a sweet deal. Boats dot the shore and lemon trees scent the air, since the area grows 60,000 tons of lemons yearly. It's a slice of paradise where history meets beauty every day. Those cliffside towns are stunning, but let's shift gears to what's up next. A daily habit that's taken over the world. Number 11. Italian coffee is famous around the world. Italian coffee is more than just a drink. It's a legend. Espresso, born in Italy in 1901, packs a punch in a tiny 1-ounce shot, brewed at 195 degrees Fahrenheit in 25 seconds. Italians drink 14 billion cups a year, with 70% hitting a cafe daily. Milan alone has 3,000 coffee bars, and the secret is fresh beans. Italy imports 8 million bags yearly, mostly from Brazil. A shot costs $1.20, which is cheap for a ritual that's pure art. Baristas train for months, and some compete in Italy's National Coffee Championship, where winners go global. Then there's Caffè Sospeso, meaning pay for 2, leave 1 for a stranger. Naples started this, and 1 in 10 coffees there is gifted. No giant cups here, as Italians sip fast, standing up. No to-go lids. After 11 a.m., milk's off the menu. It's espresso only, since 80% say cappuccino's too heavy. Machines hum everywhere, and even gas stations serve decent shots. It's so big, UNESCO might call it heritage soon. Coffee's a global star thanks to Italy, but stick around as next. We'll see how affordable it is living there. If you're enjoying this video so far, hit that like button and drop a comment with your thoughts, as I'd love to hear what's blowing your mind about Italy. Number 10. The cost of living in Italy is surprisingly affordable. Italy's cost of living catches you off guard, as it's way cheaper than you'd think. A 1-bedroom apartment outside Florence costs $400 a month, while in Rome's center, it's $600. Compare that to New York's $2,000. Utilities like water and electricity run $70 monthly, and fast internet's just $30. Food's a steal too, as you can shop at markets, and a week's groceries for one hits $40, with tomatoes at $1 per pound and bread at $2 a loaf. Eating out? A pizza's $5, a pasta dish $10. Public transport rocks, as buses and trains cost $35 for a monthly pass, covering 90% of cities. Healthcare's a bonus. A doctor visit is $25, and Italy's system ranks second worldwide. In 2024, a single person can live well on $1,200 a month, 40% less than the US average. Gas is pricier at $6 a gallon, but only 60% of Italians drive daily, as many walk or bike. Small towns like Puglia beat big cities with rents as low as $300. It's luxury on a budget. Living cheap in Italy sounds sweet, but hold on, and let's tune into something that's music to their ears next. Number 9. Music and opera are Italy's deepest pride. Music flows through Italy like blood in its veins, and opera's the heartbeat. It started here in 1597 with Monteverdi's first show in Mantua. Today, 1,500 opera performances happen yearly across 50 theaters. The Arena di Verona, a Roman ruin, packs 20,000 fans under the stars for summer shows. Tickets start at $15 and Italians love it, as 60% say opera's their proudest art. Big names like Puccini and Verdi came from here. La Traviata gets 200 stagings worldwide annually. Even street vendors hum tunes, as Pavarotti's Nessun Dorma sold 10 million copies globally. In Venice, violins drift from squares, and kids learn music early as 1 in 4 plays an instrument. The Teatro alla Scala in Milan, built in 1778, seats 2,000 and sells out fast. But standing tickets go for $10. Italy makes 80% of the world's accordions too, shipping 20,000 yearly. It's not just fancy halls as train stations echo with free piano jams. This sound is Italy's soul, loud and alive. Opera's a blast from Italy's heart, but get ready as next. We are digging into a food scene that's totally one of a kind. Number 8, Italy has the most unique cuisine in Europe. Italy's food stands alone in Europe, a wild mix of flavors tied to its regions. Rome serves up carbonara, which includes eggs, pork cheek, and pecorino cheese. There's no cream, as it is cooked for 2 million plates yearly. Head to Naples, and pizza's king. 3,000 pizzerias churn out 8 million pies annually, baked at 900 degrees Fahrenheit for 90 seconds. Bologna's got tagliatelle with ragu, simmering beef and tomatoes for 6 hours, and locals eat 50 tons of it each year. Milan glows with saffron risotto, using the priciest spice on earth at $5,000 per pound. 1-ton seasoned dishes citywide. Then there is Sicily, spicy with arancini, which includes fried rice balls stuffed with meat or cheese, 10 million sold yearly. Italy grows 1.5 million tons of tomatoes and makes 600,000 tons of pasta annually, as 80% of Italians eat it daily. Olive oil flows too, with 500,000 tons pressed each year. No other country matches this spread. France has cheese, but Italy's got 400 types. It's fresh, loud, and totally its own. That food is a feast like no other, but hang on. Next, we're floating into a city that feels like a fairy tale. Number 7, Venice, the floating city that seems like a dream. Venice sits on water, a city so unreal, it feels like a dream. Built on 118 islands, it's linked by 400 bridges and 150 canals, and there are no cars allowed. Instead, 30,000 gondolas and water buses carry its 55,000 residents and 20 million tourists yearly. The Grand Canal, 2 miles long, cuts through, lined with 200 pastel palaces from the 1300s. St. Mark's Square floods 100 times a year, yet people wade through, sipping $5 coffees. Boats deliver everything from mail, food, even trash, since streets are too narrow. The city is quiet as there are no horns, just water lapping and bells ringing. The city's sinking 1 millimeter yearly, but $6 billion in floodgates fight the tide. Venice once ruled trade, owning 3,000 ships in the 1400s. Now it's a living relic. Glass blowers on Murano craft 50,000 pieces annually, and lace from Burano sells for $100 a yard. With 400,000 square feet of art, it's a museum you walk through daily. Venice is pure magic, but let's switch it up and meet some of Italy's most eye-catching stars. Number 6, Italian women, some of the most striking women in Europe. Italian women turn heads across Europe with their bold style and natural charm. They're known for sharp features like olive skin, dark eyes, and wavy hair that falls just right. In 2023, Italy ranked 3rd in Europe for fashion influence, and its women lead the charge. Take Milan, for example, where 60% of locals say dressing well is a must, and women there mix sleek coats with $500 Gucci bags like it's nothing. In Rome, they strut in heels on cobblestone, pulling off looks that'd trip anyone else up. Stats show 70% of Italian women shop local brands yearly, keeping their vibe unique. They're loud too, as conversations hit 75 decibels, full of hand waves and laughs. Confidence is key. 80% say they'd never leave home looking sloppy. From Sophia Loren's curves to Monica Bellucci's smolder, they've set a standard as Italy's got 10 Miss World finalists since 1951. More than most neighbors, it's not just looks, it's attitude that sticks. Italian women steal the show with flair, but next, let's dive into a family habit that'll surprise you. Stay tuned. Number 5. In Italy, it's totally normal for kids to live with their parents until 30. In Italy, kids don't rush to leave home as staying with parents until 30 is just how it goes. About 66% of Italians aged 18 to 34 still live with mom and dad, one of the highest rates in Europe. Why? Jobs pay $1,500 a month on average, while rent in cities like Turin hits $500, a tough math. Plus, families tight with 90% of Italians saying it's their backbone. In 2024, the average move-out age was 29, way past the US's 21. Parents cook meals like lasagna, fresh from the oven, and laundry's free, so why bolt? Even at 28, they date, work, and travel, coming home to Wi-Fi gripes and pasta. In small towns, 3 generations under one roof isn't rare. Grandmas babysit while parents work. It's not laziness, since 80% of these kids have jobs. It's a cozy setup that works. Family life keeps Italy close-knit, but hold tight for what next, as we're jumping into some wild parties you won't forget. Number 4. Italy's festivals are some of the most unique in the world. Italy throws festivals that blow your mind with their wild twists. Take the Venice Carnival, for example. Every February, 3 million people flood the city, hiding behind masks and capes. It's been rocking since 1268, with 50,000 costumes sewn yearly and some costing $1,000. Then there's Infiorata in Spello. Locals cover 1.2 miles of streets with flower art like 60 tons of petals, only to stomp it during parade hours later. In Ivrea, they chuck 500 tons of oranges in a 3-day battle, leaving the town sticky but laughing. About 70% of Italians join a festival yearly, with 1,000 events nationwide. Siena's Palio packs 50,000 fans into a square for a 90-second horse race that is bareback and no rules, twice a summer since 1633. These aren't just parties, they're history alive, loud, and messy. Those festivals are a blast, but let's step back as next. We're uncovering a record-breaking treasure trove. Number 3. Italy has the most UNESCO World Heritage Sites in the world. Italy holds the crown for the most UNESCO World Heritage Sites on the planet, with 60 as of 2025. That beats China's 59 and Spain's 49. These spots, picked for their history or natural beauty, cover 301,000 square kilometers of Italy's land. Think Rome's Colosseum, standing since 80 AD, hosting 7 million visitors yearly, or Pompeii, frozen in time by Vesuvius in 79 AD, with 2.5 million tourists walking its ash-covered streets each year. The Dolomites' jagged peaks in the north stretch 141,000 hectares and draw 2 million hikers annually. Florence's center, birthplace of the Renaissance, boasts 400,000 square feet of art from the 1300s. Even tiny San Marino, tucked inside Italy, adds to the count. About 54 sites are cultural, like Venice's canals, while 6 are natural, like Mount Etna, erupting since forever. Italy's had this lead since 1979, when Vulcamonica's rock art kicked things off. It's a treasure chest of human and earth stories. Italy's packed with history, but wait till you hear how many Italians dodge the internet, which is a twist you won't see coming. Number 2. 1/3 of Italians rarely use the internet. Italy's got a surprising twist. About 1/3 of its people barely touch the internet. In 2024, with a population of 60 million, that's 20 million steering clear of the web. Only 63% log on daily, way below Europe's 80% average. Why? Many older Italians, like 30%, are over 65 and they would rather stick to newspapers and phone calls. Just 25% of them surf online. Slow connections don't help either, since broadband hits only 92% of homes and speeds lag at 80 megabits per second, half of Germany's. In the south, like Calabria, internet use drops to 70% versus 85% up north. Jobs play a role too, with 80% of students going online daily, but only 40% of retirees do. It's a country living offline in a digital world. That internet dodge is wild, but wait for the next one, as we're cracking open a bank vault like no other. Number 1. Italy has a bank that stores Parmigiano Reggiano cheese. Italy's got a bank that treats cheese like cash, and it's all about Parmigiano Reggiano. In the Emilia-Romagna region, Credito Emiliano, called Credem, has been storing this cheese since 1953. Farmers drop off their 80-pound wheels worth $400 each to get loans at 3% interest. The bank holds 440,000 wheels totaling $190 million in 2 big vaults. These aren't just storage rooms, they are high-tech, with 65 degrees Fahrenheit temps and 85% humidity to age the cheese perfectly for 2 to 3 years. Workers flip the wheels weekly, and experts tap them with hammers to check quality. If a farmer can't pay, Credem sells the cheese, keeping the system safe. Thieves once nabbed 570 wheels in 2009, so now security's tight with cameras and barbed wire everywhere. Italy makes 3.6 million wheels yearly, and this bank keeps the industry alive. It's a tasty twist on banking that's pure Italian genius. We've reached the end of the video. Like and subscribe for more content if you enjoyed it. Comment about your favorite fact, and let's keep the Italy love going.